Okay, so I'm super excited about today's tutorial because it's actually using molds that I made. So I've done a lot of research. I've worked really hard to make sure that these molds will bake really well for you guys. And I also decided that since I'm already going through the work of making cardstock for them myself, I might as well have them all together in a Google folder for you guys to use. So this tutorial is going to show you how to find those cardstocks as well as how to use them in Cricut Design Space. So this is where you'll purchase the molds. It's on Retail by Hales Etsy, and I will go ahead and link this in the video notes as well. So here's just an overview of the different ones that I offer, and then at some point I'll go ahead and make sure that they're tagged as cardstock so you can search by cardstock to find them. So here I will also link this Google Drive link in the video notes. This is how you'll access the cardstock. So here's for all the sports balls, and there's some examples of what it looks like. So I went ahead and put the outline in that you can download, and then I put in the sizing so that you'll know what to type in on Cricut Design Space or Silhouette. And then I also just went ahead and put in designs that I already have kind of thrown together. So you can go ahead and use whatever of those you would like as well. So download whatever you want, and then you'll go over to Cricut Design Space. So I'm just going to go ahead and upload that first outline that I showed you guys. So it's in my downloads. So I'm just going to do simple because it's just a really simple outline, and then you're going to get rid of the outside edge and then the inside bow edges, and that's how we're going to be able to use it to add our own patterns to it. So once you have that, then you can hit continue. I did the show cut to make sure it looks right, and then once you're done you'll hit finish or continue. Sorry, that didn't show up. Mine records weird sometimes. Then name it whatever you would like. So this fits all of those sport balls. They're all the same size, so volleyball, basketball, you can use this bow on all of them. Then this is how you'll use the ones that I already put. So I uploaded it as complex. Then you just click on the white, and then because they're just screenshots, you may kind of have to clean up a couple spots. So there's a little dot right there that I'm going to go in and erase. That way it doesn't cut out. But for the most part, it should be pretty smooth. So once you've got that ready, then you can go ahead and hit continue or finish, and then save that as well. So those are just already designed. You don't have to worry about messing with patterns or anything. I've already put them together for you. Then we're going to go ahead and add them to our canvas. And then once they're added to our canvas, then we can go ahead and make them the right size. So that's where we're going to want to go back to this Google Sheet for bow sizing. And the width is 3.928. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and set them to. So this makes sure that they fit the right way inside the mold. With the red one, once you have it sized the right way, and then I would always just double check the height as well to make sure. So 2.426, or at least close to that, will fit. So now that red one, you could just go ahead and cut it out and it's all ready to go. So I went ahead and made a copy of these, and then I'm going to hide just that top layer. So this is now the part of the bow that will become your pattern. So if you want to match to team colors, any of that kind of stuff, you can use this part. So I went to print then cut, then I'm changing it to pattern, and then this is where you can put any pattern that you've uploaded onto your bow, and then you can change around with sizing if you want it bigger or smaller as far as the pattern. Now this one, I just click hide all contours, and then that's going to become the back of the bow. So usually you can select both and then click center, but this one didn't quite work. I'm not sure why, so I just eyeballed what looked right. And then once you're ready, you can go ahead and select both of those and go to flatten, and then that's going to make it ready to go ahead and print then cut for your sports balls. So then I'm going to show you how to use these other ones, and then this can be applied to any cardstock that I put on here, but I figured I'd give 4 examples just that it's easy to use. So here's these baseball caps. I did 3 separate parts, and I'll try to do that on all the future ones because it's definitely easier when they're all separate instead of the same picture. So I downloaded them all. Here's the sizing that we're going to use, and then I also linked the mold, and then we're just going to go and upload all of those pieces, removing the background as we go. So once you have those pieces inserted, I'm going to go ahead and change the color so that we can see all the different pieces. You're going to want to put them all on top of each other first before you mess with sizing. That way when we size it to fit, everything stays the same ratio. That way it doesn't get messed up. So I'm just eyeballing to what looks right. And then once you have it where you like it, I would just go ahead and attach all of those together. That way they don't move around on you. So then once they're all attached, then you can go ahead and you can set it to the size that we need so that it fits into the mold. So this one is 3.729. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And if you don't like doing all of this, I did put some pre-designed ones in there as well that you could just upload, make sure they're sized right, and then just go ahead to print and cut. So then we're going to go ahead and we're going to change the colors on each of these pieces. So that main panel, this is going to be your biggest design, your one that sticks out the most. You could always slice like an image onto that, really however you choose to decorate it. And then those side panels, they're going to be like a complementary color. So I just really went through pretty quick and just threw something together, but the options are endless with this one. So this would be a good guy Freshie mold as well as a good girl Freshie mold. And then that background color you could always change if you don't want a black outline. So once you're ready, again, you'll just go ahead to flatten, and then that one's all ready to use. Okay, so now we're back over to the Google Drive. This one I'm super excited for. This one I think is going to be a really popular seller for the guys. So the baseball cap, it looked best when I kept it in this blue and red color. So that's pretty much the only option there. I just downloaded that image from the drive, and then I'm going to go ahead and upload it just like I did the other ones. This one's a little different because I have both pieces in the same picture. So that just adds one extra step. It's less uploading, but then one more step when it's on the canvas. So we're just going to remove the background. Make sure you save as print then cut so that the colors on that cap are saved, and then name it whatever you would like. And then we're just going to have to do one step to get these separate. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to scoot everything out of the way, and then I'm going to insert a box. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure the box is big enough to color that first piece but not touch the second piece. So then once I have that, I'm selecting both and going to slice, and then that's just going to split them into two separate pieces that I can use. So it doesn't matter which one you keep, but you're going to set it over the front so that it's how you like it. And then just like always, as we did before, you're going to go ahead, select both, attach them, and then now that they're attached, you can go ahead and set them to be the right size. So there's your sizing. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that really quick, and then you can play around with patterns and things just like I showed you before. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to use the Hedgehog. So again, there's the sizing. I've given you some that you can use. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to download this piece. And then these are also attached because they're in the same image. So we're going to have to do that whole slice thing like I taught you in the Eagle baseball cap example. So you're just going to go ahead, upload everything. Make sure that you remove those face details so that you'll be able to see them in the final product. I'm just going to zoom in so I can see the eyes because they're teeny tiny. And that's going to make sure that your hedgehog face shows up. Otherwise, it would just be blank. So if you didn't want a face, you could just not click on that. So then I'm going to keep them as cut. I'm going to name it the Retail by Hales Hedgehog. And then once we have that, we're ready to go ahead and slice them so that they're two separate pieces. So I'm just going to go ahead and insert that box. And then again, we just want it big enough to touch the first half, but not so big that it touches the second half. And if you didn't want to do this step, you could upload this image twice, but just to, like, get rid of hedgehog, the left hedgehog on one when you're clearing the background. And then when you upload it again, get rid of the right hedgehog. But that's a lot of work. So we're going to make sure that they sit how we like them. And then we're going to go ahead, this time I was able to just center them. And then we're going to go ahead and attach, and then we can resize them, and that will make sure that both pieces are the correct size. And then once you have that sized, you can go ahead and you can play around with patterns. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I had a lot of fun putting together these cardstocks, and I'm so excited to be able to make other Freshie molds that have cardstocks that are pre-sized as well, just because I know that they're a lot easier to use. If you have any questions, then let me know. Make sure you join our Facebook group. There you can post any creations, anything you're working on, or you can ask questions if there's anything that you're struggling with. Thanks so much for watching.